Oh, g'day.
Hi.
Good to see you guys there.
Caught us at our normal Monday morning ritual, which is come out to Kennards, come on site at Cannington, just get ourselves around the tools. It always starts my week off well. You?
Tell me about it, Benny. I mean, I just don't feel right unless I'm sitting in one of these things.
One of these things, yeah, I think that's what they're called.
Yeah.
But, huge show today. We're going to talk about the Eagles' win against Adelaide yesterday, sitting in third, Stephen, sitting in third.
Sitting as pretty as the two of us right now, Ben Roberts.
That's right, we're sitting in third. 2 wins will make a top 2 finish, but we just want to finish as high as we can. But a huge show, lots to touch on. Let's get into it.
The visiting Crows threw the kitchen sink at us on Sunday, but the boys hung tough to register a gutsy 10-point win and keep the club's top 2 hopes alive with just a couple of games remaining in the home and away season. Welcome to this week's instalment of Eagle Review on location, as of course we mentioned at Cannington.
Very exciting.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Come down, tell them Eagle Review sent you, and they'll let you in the doors. Or shop online, kennards.com.au. Benny Roberts, it was clear to see what Adelaide were trying to do and their game plan. It was to really stifle the ball movement and possession from the West Coast Eagles in the first half. 21 inside 50s to 6 in West Coast favour in that first quarter. So Adelaide really had to defend quite grimly. Adelaide's 5 goals in the second quarter really squared the contest up to being 1 point at half-time. West Coast then went into a great lockdown-style defence in their forward 50. 11 tackles to 0 at 1 point of the game. And in the end, that kind of pressure really led to the 5-2 third quarter.
Yeah, well, Simo said in the second quarter, Adelaide got on top, certainly at the contest, and they reaped the rewards, as you say, 5 schnaggers. But then in the third quarter, the boys in the middle really stepped it up, got on top in the middle, got it forward, and kicked 5-2. 4 of those unanswered. It was actually interesting to look at the game style in the third quarter because West Coast were playing on 38% of the time in the lead-up. 4% in the third quarter.
That's so different, isn't it?
Probably a bit of column A, column B, but was it because Eagles decided to slow it up, or was it because Adelaide forced them to slow it up? Very interesting to see. I don't know. But actually, in terms of the game itself overall, that is a game style that the West Coast Eagles will take every day of the week, Stephen Benny. Supply 63 inside 50s. It's the most since the grand final, which is obviously a lot of inside 50s. 63% of time in forward half, 39 forward half stoppages, 10 goals from turnovers for West Coast to the 5 from the Adelaide Crows. That is a game style.
That's a big one.
Going in, if the Eagles could get given that every week, they would take it every week because 99% of the time they win.
Rory Sloane was a big out for the
Huge.
Crows. I mean, 17 disposals up till half-time and almost immediately in the third term, going down with a bit of friendly fire. Ruled out in the end with blurred vision. And it's hard to go stiff at Matt Crouch when he collects 43 disposals, but taken out one of your senior leaders, that played a role.
It was a big loss. It was a big loss. Simo even talked about it after the game. It was in a bad way. It was a really important moment for the Adelaide Crows. He was really on top, and the Crouch brothers along with him were doing a lot of damage, particularly in that second term. So to lose him in the third, that happened, and then after that our guys got on top. So make of that what you will, but yeah, huge, and it allowed some of our midfielders, which you'll touch on now, to really have a day out.
Well, Simo did speak at the post-match press conference, said his midfield was ruthless at stages on Sunday, and it's hard to disagree. Shuey, 29 disposals, 19 contested and 10 clearance, doing his best work at the coalface there. The amount of tackles he can just shrug off, he's just so strong for his size.
Animal.
Gaff, 29, 8 score involvements. Sheed, I thought, got better as the game went on.
Yep.
The Hickey v Allen ruck contest was such an interesting one to watch. I mean, Oscar Allen, 3 goals, probably a sniff for Rising Star nomination, hasn't received one yet. But Hickey and Jacobs, they were both getting on top at different stages. And it was great to watch. I thought Tom Hickey really grinded that one out well. But Elliot Yeo, I think, has to look the certain favourite at this point in time for his 3rd straight JW medal. That is absurd.
It's only happened twice in years gone by. Cousins and Djakovic, the only 2 to have done that. But fair names to be joining too if he does go that way. But yeah, look, he's had an amazing season. Slowish start. Simo said that, not me. Slowish start to start the year off some issues over the summer. But geez, he's come home really strong, and yeah, he'll be in the mix for sure.
Did he get 3 votes for you or not?
I remember watching the game thinking, geez, Yoey's been good at the weekend. He's always good. Geez, he's tough and throws his body around. He's so just little things with his body, knocking blokes out the way. 25 touches, 15 of those contested, 5 inside 50s, 5 clearances. But I thought probably Darling was the man for me. He's had a big day. 7 tackles inside 50, which was the thing that stood out to me. 7 tackles inside 50.
I think the next nearest one one was 3 or 4, so
Yeah.
a clear winner there.
Yep, 3 goals. Darling had 4 of his 9 marks inside 50 as well, so had a lot of cracks at goal. Averaging 3 goals over the last 7 games, so he's had a big period of sustained excellence. Well, since he came into the game, let's be honest, but this year, a lot of people talking about him not being in good form. Rubbish. Another sensational year, absolutely. If it wasn't for Jeremy Cameron, he'd be in the Coleman. It'd be a cracking Coleman race.
It would be a good finish, yeah. I love the work he's doing in the ruck inside forward 50. Had another goal coming off. I think he's tried to fist this one forward, and Rioli's gather. Good shepherd on the line from JK, but Willie Rioli, I thought, would certainly be in the votes, maybe rivaling best on ground.
10 score involvements, a lot of pressure, a couple of tackles. He's just dangerous, you know. And like he's
clean.
Even his
He's
little.
so
What about
clean.
his tap? What about his tap?
Yeah.
He was off the back of last week. He was doing a little bit tap happy at the moment, Rioli. But he's just as we said, like these small guys. We talked about more last week, but these small guys that complement each other so well. And if it's not being marked in the air, it's on the ground, and when it's on the ground, look out.
What they are doing is they're creating such a great team defence with the speed that they're putting on, of Adelaide or any defender's back line, and that's making it easier for the mids to defend and therefore helps the key defenders. I mean, you have McGovern who's ranked equal first for intercept marks in their defensive 50. Him and Barris had 10 total grabs on the weekend, 3 intercepts and 2 contested himself, TB, and really that's done from the work up the ground from the boys.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you can do that and you can defend behind it, it allows you to use the ball well. And they've gone, over the last month, they've gone at 80%, which is number 1 in the comp for ball use in the back half. And they registered 78% against the Crows at the weekend. So when you can defend well as a team off the back of forward pressure, you can kick well in the back half.
We do pump ourselves up quite a bit here on this show, but I thought Adelaide's 2 efforts here, Eddie Betts, this mark in the goal square using the body, I thought that was quite special. And Tex Walker's soccer right out of his backside. They were pretty big moments for the Crows and certainly gave us a scare in the 4th quarter.
Got to tip the hat when the time comes.
Correct. We're going to go to our roast of the round, though, thanks to Kennards here in the glory at Cannington. Let's get stuck in. Jake Kelly, I'm not a fan of this. Sitting on the Gatorade advertisement display, made an absolute meal of it. The trainers tried to save it with a catch, fail. They worked bloody hard about that. Have a think about some of the people that are setting these things up.
Any publicity, good publicity, though?
Yeah, fair enough. Petrocelli did take one of the best marks of his short career. Oh, that's not a bad one there. But a small roast here, we'll call it a singe, leaving goal of the day short. It's like birdie putts, mate. You just don't leave them short.
Could have probably run a bit further. As we touched on earlier, the tap from Rioli set out beautifully. Sheed running in, bounces. This hits 2 posts.
Hard to do.
It should be negative points for that almost. And what about Bunga hitting this one through? Speaking of behinds, it's a free kick. It's a free kick.
The crowd didn't think so, did they?
No, we just don't need to take a straw poll on that one. I'm pretty sure they didn't think so. But no, that was a free kick. Hearn roast.
Enjoyed this high ball from Laird. Went about 30 metres, but 2 in overall length. And Liam Ryan's just skittled Elliot Yeo in a mark attempt that wasn't going to be paid. Around the grounds, Shea Bolton, 100-metre penalty, back-to-back 50s, Carlton goal. You'll get a mention every day of the week on this show.
Segler, Falcon, roast, standard.
It's a good one off the grill. But the winner, it's not BT, but we're going fellow...
Colleague.
Commentary colleague.
7 been very strong run of form of late.
Matty Richardson, this is a beauty.
Higgins missed one he'd normally kick. Zeebles missed that one. Play on! Like hen's teeth here tonight, those shots. Got to make the most. Why are hen's teeth rare, by the way? I've got no idea.
I don't think they exist. They just roll with the beak.
They don't have any? Not one.
Not one, Richo. No, the hen.
Probably.
Didn't grow
Where
up
the
on
saying comes from.
grow up on a farm, Richo, clearly.
I couldn't give 2 hoots about chooks.
Clearly not. That won't get replayed during the week at all, I'm assuming.
No. Well, surely you got 1 or 2 teeth in there somewhere.
That's why they're rare, Richo. Oh, what a gift. That's the first time you're going to hear that of about 400 this week, I'm assuming.
I don't know. I just thought that because they were rare, maybe they did have a couple, and if you found one with a few teeth, then maybe you got a good hand.
Well,
we can have a look, can't we?
That's what it looks like, Richo.
Not a lot
I reckon
in
if
there.
you look at the roof of that mouth there's a few little teeth up there.
I'm not sure about that. You didn't watch much David Attenborough when you were a kid, or?
No, that's embarrassing.
I
I,
gotta
knew
check-
halfway through, but it's too late by then.
Dig a hole for himself, Richo.
Still adamant there's a couple of teeth up there somewhere, Benny. You backing him in?
No.